I could quit anytime. The fear of quitting and wondering what experience I missed far outweigh the temporary physical and mental anguish. Usually when I go on backpacking trips, they're between 3 days and a week. I have to work, after all. This one is different though. It's a full 21 days to ride from Marseille to Frankfurt, and I am riding every day of it. 1 week in, and I've completed the ride along the French Riviera and the first couple beginner mountains heading up from the coast. Now, the real French Alps begin. Day 5. Stayed at a really nice campground last night. There was a food truck and people playing music with an acoustic guitar and a really good singer. But this morning when I just got ready, after I tied my shoes, I stood up with my left leg. It just destroyed my back. I don't even know how far I'm gonna be able to go today. There's the first couple campgrounds are after the first big mountain, so we'll see if I can make it to them. If not, I'll just be, I don't know, pushing the bike. This is where I bought my food for lunch today, and also dinner and breakfast. Ooh, did I forget lunch? Here's my first view of the snow-capped peaks of the French Alps. Made it to the top of the rock for the day. Wow, I did not expect to be here already. I was just gonna take a break. I thought I had about 2 more kilometers to go. So I'm happy I'm here. Gonna take a break for about 30-40 minutes. Eat my lunch. I did remember I packed some spinach and some sausage and an avocado for lunch, and I'm gonna have some peanuts as well. I'm hanging out here. I'm actually at a bus stop right now, but this is a little ski resort and it's obviously closed right now. I'm gonna adjust my brakes before I go down. I think it got, my rear brake might have loosened up a little when I replaced the tire yesterday, replaced the tube. So I'm gonna make sure that that's all good and strong, and then head down the mountain. I don't know what this stuff is, matcha or something, but it's delicious. I was having it a lot in Italy and now in France. I grow it here. It's in these little bulbs, and I can just eat it by the handful. With my meal completed and a clearer head, I've decided to stop at the nearest campground. Made it these last few kilometers to my campsite. As soon as I pulled up, the gentleman told me just to set up right next to the parking lot right here. So I have a beautiful little campsite looking out over the mountains. There's some wires in the way, but I can ignore them. It's a nice flat site and some nice lush grass too. So I'll be able to walk around barefoot here. They got a soda machine. They got free power over there. I'm all set to go. I'm just gonna rest the rest of the day, work on some YouTube videos, catch up on a little work, do some stretching. I'm gonna stretch probably for 30 minutes or an hour. Just try to really make sure that my back is in good shape for tomorrow. Then I'm gonna go to bed early. My plan is to wake up around 5, get down this mountain early so I can start climbing the next one by about 7:30 in the morning. The 6 a.m. bell just rang at the church, and I am all packed up and ready to head out here. Different challenges arise when you're doing something of this length. Questions come up like, why am I really doing this? Aren't there better things I could be doing? Am I capable of finishing this in the time I have? What do I hope the result of a trip like this to be? The answers to these questions come and go, and I question the answers as well. These mental problems end up being harder than the physical ones. I've always heard of this with people hiking long-distance trails in America. It's more often they decide to get off trail than something physically stopping them. I must say, this would not be nearly as hard if I had somebody to do it with. And believe me, I look for people to ride with, but it's hard to find somebody that wants to ride with you between 2 specific cities in Europe in a set amount of time with 1 week notice. I'd say I've made it to the bottom. It's time to go up the next mountain now. I am taking a 15-minute break here, about halfway up the mountain. It's been very, very steep today. So I started at around 450 meters at the bottom, and now I'm at about 1120. and I am going to 1710. Just about halfway up in elevation, halfway up in distance. It actually looks like the ascent might be slightly less inclined the rest of the way up, but it's gonna be extremely hard. The last 20 minutes, I told myself, okay, after one more song, I'll stop. After one more song. I listened to 5 or 10 more songs. Finally stopped when I got to this turn. This was like the marker. The only cars that have been coming by since I've been going up, the local public taxi service. So nobody's really on this road today, which is nice. It has been very windy, lots of blind spots, so I'm glad about that. Here is a classic Alps town up on the mountainside. It's called Roubion, and I have been approaching it since I left the very lowest point I could see it. Couldn't see it for a while. Was wondering if I would make it up here. I wonder if these people have to go all the way down the mountain to get food. I'm having to walk this final kilometer to the top. It's not even that steep. My legs were just burning too much. So I'm pushing the bike about 3/4 of a kilometer away. I have reason to believe that I reached the top. This altitude, what it said on the map, is the highest. Really hoping the trail doesn't turn off and keep going up. I actually have to go down some after this and then back up even higher than this. So I'm not quite done climbing today. I'm just gonna sit here, have a snack, rest a little bit, keep on moving. It's only about 10:30 in the morning right now. Look who I'm at, hello. Did you just say hello back?
I could quit any time. The pain of quitting and forever wondering what experiences I missed far outweighed the temporary physical and mental anguish. The days become repetitive. I wake up in the morning, pack up my gear and my tent, ride for 40 kilometers, eat lunch, ride for 20 kilometers, buy food at a grocery store, go to a campground, set up camp, hang out for a few hours, and go to bed. Sure, I'm seeing new and amazing things every day on the bike ride, but the repetition of all these daily tasks really wears on you. And don't get me wrong, I have gratitude to be able to take a trip like this, and the difficulties are self-imposed. The point of getting the bike was to see more little towns and more nature than if I was backpacking around. So far, this has been achieved.
When I got into camp yesterday, it started sprinkling. I don't know if you can hear it now. It's the morning, it's still sprinkling. The winds picked up last night. It never really went over this little bit of sprinkling, and in fact, my whole tent was dry this morning because I'm under a huge tree. I checked the Apple radar, and it said it was gonna be raining for the next 6 days straight. Lightning and everything. But then I went to the lady at the campground who works here, and she showed me a more local radar thing and said it wasn't gonna be raining that hard. I have till 2 p.m. today for it to really start raining. So, made me a little more confident. Then when it didn't rain most of last night, made me confident. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna try to make it to my campground by 2 today, maybe even a little earlier. I cut it short to Barcelonnette, and it still gets me over the mountain and down the mountain. I just don't want to start biking right now in the rain. That just sounds not fun, but I know I need to. The one good thing about biking and running in the rain is that it really reduces how tired you get. It's almost like you have a water cooling system running on your body. That doesn't always apply when it's cold out though. Now it's raining and I'm going straight uphill.